Welcome back to my channel. My name is Erica. And in today's video, I am bringing you, I'm pretty sure, I never know for sure, but I think episode 31 of Throwback Thursday. Now, of course, I got this idea from my dear friend Jan Van, Janny Boo. I'll link her channel in my description box. She's been doing Throwback Thursdays for quite some time, and she just really inspired me to start doing this weekly series. I was doing like a once a month old school series type thing with older palettes, but I just think doing it once a week is really fun because I'm getting a lot of use out of palettes I haven't used in a while. And I have to give a huge love-filled shout out to my dear friend and subscriber Dawn, who has been my biggest TBT fan club, cheer squad, cheerleader. Yeah. So I've been doing a little series here on my channel for Throwback Thursday over the last few episodes. My dear friend Julie, she reached out to me on Instagram and she said, do you have any like tutorials for beginners? And I mean, yes and no, I guess. I've never really looked at what I do here as a tutorial per se, because, and I keep mentioning this in the last few episodes, I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional makeup artist. I don't think that the way I do my eyeshadows is the way anyone else should do their eyeshadows. So I've struggled with titling any of my videos as a tutorial. But, you know, I do know some stuff, and so I thought it would be fun to kind of make these into tutorials. So the first episode I did for this little series, I did an all neutral look with the Dido Cosmetics Venus palette. Then I did a look neutrals with a pop of color. I used the BH Cosmetics Avocado Toast palette. Then I went to a colorful but monochromatic look with the BH Cosmetics Sweet Shop Bubblegum palette. Now I'm going to be doing a look using colorful shadows, but similar to, or like, that go together, I would say. And this might end up looking a little monochromatic, but whatever, it's still going to be different colors. And then for the last video in this particular series, I'm going to keep doing Throwback Thursday videos, will be a colorful look, but putting together colors that maybe don't always go together or people don't always put them together. I mean, I'll try that. I don't do that a ton, but I do that sometimes, right? Sometimes. So for this episode, I thought it would be great to pull in the Blend Bunny Cosmetics Lure palette. I've had this in my collection for a while. It is gorgeous, gorgeous. And I love how this is arranged because you have all the shimmers up here and then you have all the mattes down here, and then it's arranged monochromatic by columns, which I think is just such an ingenious idea. And so what I want to do for this look is I want to use this column and this column together, purples and pinks, because I think purples and pinks go together really well. I could do purple and blue. I could do teal and blue, green, I mean, blue and brown, or purple and brown, whatever. But I just feel like these two columns are going to be great for what I want to do for this look, to kind of help teach you or show you how you can put two different colors together, but that go together, right? Okay, so what I think I'll do is start off by putting, what? I think I'm going to put this color, well, scratch that. I'm going to put Booty in my transition area. Then I'm going to deepen this up with Seductress. And then I will use, gosh, is that really what I want to do? No, it's not. Okay, back up again. I want to put this color here called Seductress, in my transition area. I want to lighten it up with the shade here called Batten. Then I'm going to put this color right here called X Marks the Spot in my outer V. This is going to go on my lower lash line. And then for the shimmers, I'm going to use Charmed and Sailor's Delight together. Yeah, okay, so that works. I might throw something else in here too, but I don't know. So starting off with Seductress, putting that in my transition area, I do have some clear brow gel in my brows from the NYX Control Freak. And then I did prime this eyelid in the Juvia's Place Prep Prime Eyeshadow Primer. Okie dokie, brush. Let's see here. I think I'll just go ahead and use this one right here. And this is just kind of a flat, but a little fluffy too. I'm gonna use this for my transition shade, going into Seductress, this medium purple shade first. Okay. And I could do another monochromatic look, but you know, I'm trying to show other stuff here. Okay, so just putting enough on the brush that you can see the shade, tapped off a bit, tap off a little bit more just in case, because I like to build my eyeshadows. Okay, so I'm gonna find that bone right here, the brown. God. I'm making up words over here, and I'm just gonna apply the shadow to that bone, well, to the skin that's over the bone, and just kind of push it onto my lid as I've done in my other episodes for this series and other videos too. And again, I like to build it up, so I just add a little bit to the brush, dip back into the shadow like, I don't know, a few times. And what I'm noticing is that it's getting a little patchy looking right there. See how it's kind of not exactly uniform? And that does happen sometimes. I don't always think it's the shadow's fault though. I think sometimes it's the primer, sometimes it's the application, because I'm, not a professional. But, just keep at it. Oh, my hair. It's driving me nuts. Just keep at it, and eventually, hopefully, it'll get more uniform. It usually does. I mean, I've had experiences with shadows that are super patchy, and you're just like, no matter what you do, you can't get it to look uniform across an area of the lid, But usually, I feel when you do that, you can, like, I don't know, kind of correct it maybe with other shadows that are in the palette. You can kind of pull into the look to kind of, tone down patchiness. It just kind of depends on what you're wanting to do, And again, this is going to be a very similar application process as my other videos. And then what I'm going to do for the last video is do something different, so it's not quite so repetitive and monotonous. I was going to do a video, and I still think I might do it, about how serious people take things in like makeup videos, the beauty space, how serious it can be. And I can remember when I very first started watching YouTube videos, it was just fun. It was just fun. Nobody cared. Everybody just did what they were doing, and it wasn't a big deal. And, yeah, some of the things they were doing was a little bit like, like the big concealer triangles. I get that. Kind of dorky. But I don't see really anybody doing that anymore at all. But you know what I'm saying? Like, people just had fun, and it wasn't such a serious, like, scrutinizing thing. And now it's like, everyone's like, oh my God, did you see that? Did you see her do that? Oh, she did that wrong. What is she doing? It's like, chill a little bit, right? I mean, sometimes I feel like as I get older, I get a little bit more crotchety, like a little bit more like about stuff. But man, I just want to say, could you relax a little bit? It's just makeup, It's not like it's do or die or whatever. I don't know. Okay, so basically I'm just going back and forth. Like, I mean, you can tell what I'm doing. Just kind of smushing the shadow on. I'm probably holding the brush too close. Smushing the shadow onto the lid, and then kind of trying to get it to maybe get a little bit more diffused out here. But I'm not the greatest at that, like I've mentioned a lot. So I am going to blend the edge of the shade out with that lighter pink shade. Okay, it's fine. I mean, it's fine. Just going to leave it. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Batten and take that edge down a little bit, like soften it up a little bit. And the brush I'm going to use for that, I think, let's see, I think I'm just going to use this one. This is from AliExpress. I love this brush. It's great. And I'm just going to go into Batten, see it on the, and then just kind of start going around the outer edge of that shade and just kind of blend it out as well as I can. And just kind of take that harsh edge down from the Seductress shade. And I, again, like to build this shade too. So I just kind of keep going into the shadow and just kind of, I don't know what I'm doing here. Kind of like, I'm just kind of going around the edge of the shade. And I'll probably go back in with the Seductress shade too, just to, make sure it's all nice and cohesive and doesn't look, because it kind of starts to look a little chalky almost when I put the lighter shade down, and then I go back in and kind of take that away, the chalkiness away. So yeah, I've taken some notes on doing a video like that about this, just the like calm down. But then I think, do I need to do that kind of video? Because I've already kind of done that, and I don't know. I don't want to like be obnoxious and sound like I don't know, a grumpy old woman. But I don't know. I just think it gets obnoxious But does anybody care if I find it obnoxious? Probably not. You know, let me know what you think. If you want to see me do that video, I'll do it. If you're like, Erica, I don't care, and it's just your opinion and nobody really gives a hoot, then I won't do it. And I just take my time and go around the edge of this just to, you know, make sure it's nicely blended if I can. Yeah, I do feel like it's pretty harsh right there still though. So I'm gonna go back in a little bit more. Just I kind of sometimes too like tilt my head back a little bit like this so I can get right into that edge of that purple shade. And I'm kind of like holding the brush like this, kind of at an angle. So it just kind of, I don't know. I'm trying to diffuse the edge of that purple shade because it's a little too harsh looking for me. And yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, it's working, but not as well as I want it to. So what I'm going to do now, this might seem weird, but I'm going to go back into Seductress just a little bit and kind of just help that blend a little bit better by focusing on the outer edge and just kind of like going in circles around it. So it's trying to diffuse it a little bit more, you know, because it is pretty harsh looking still, I think. And also I want to say that typically we are our own worst critic. There's probably like, I've gone to work before thinking my look looked like crap and like, oh, I don't like it. And like the true test of your look though, I think, is when you get in the car and you look in the rear view mirror, and if you're like, no, then it's, you know, might not be your best effort. Who cares though, right? It's just makeup. But then I've gotten to work and people are like, oh my God, I love your makeup. I love your eyeshadow. And I'm like, you do? Do you really? Are you just saying that, or do you really like it? And they're like, okay, back off. I'm just kidding. But we are our own worst critic. Absolutely we are. So what looks crazy or bad or crappy to me may not look crazy or bad or crappy to somebody else. And it very well may, but you know what I mean? I just think be kind to yourself when you're learning. Don't expect to like get it the first time and like, I mean, if you do get it the first time and it looks great, like go you, but I didn't do that. So I'm gonna go back in with the Batten shade, just add a little bit more, and then I think I'm gonna be done because I think it's looking pretty good, actually. Okay, I think that blended together pretty well. I could still mess with it some more, but let's just move on, okay? So now I'm gonna go into this shade here called X Marks the Spot. I could put this out there, and I might, we'll see, but I just wanna use that. I think it'll look really pretty, and I need to grab a brush. And I'm gonna use one of my, this is a Morphe brush, whatever. I'm using a Morphe brush to do this. Okay, let's start out here. And I just wanna deepen up the outer V, of course, as I do usually with every single one of my looks. That's what I'm going for, is to deepen it up. Oops, I have a cat hair. Okay, let me tell you though, what happened to me this morning. I started swimming again. I started going to the pool on Monday. So I'm gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the morning, because I used to swim before COVID hit, and then COVID hit and I quit swimming because they shut the pool down, of course. And then, I don't know, I just didn't go back. And I really need to do some exercising. And I've been talking about that for a long time here on my channel. I'm taking this into the crease area too, over here. Just kind of pushing it over here too. And yeah, that's really nice. I like that. So yeah, I went back to the pool. And I go there this morning. Okay, well, Monday I went and I left my towel at home. So I had to turn around and go get my towel. So pissed. And I mean, I wasn't very far away from the house, but still, you know, first day, I wanted to be early. I wanted to be there right when the doors open, like in line, right when the doors open. Anyway, so I had to come back, get my towel. I get down there and the line's like all the way out to the parking lot. I'm like, oh shit. So by the time I got out to the pool, I had to share a lane with somebody, which was fine. It was totally fine. So then I go this morning, today's Wednesday. I go this morning to the pool and I lock my keys in my car. I get out of the car to go get in line and I'm like, oh no, where are my keys? Now my dear friend Lynn, now that's good, but now I got that crazy edge. So I'm gonna go back into Seductress and add a little bit this more out here. Add a little bit more of this out here. So I have this awesome lanyard that my dear sister friend Lynn sent to me. It's Def Leppard. She sent it to me when she sent me all that wonderful Def Leppard stuff for my birthday, right? And it's awesome because, you know, I can keep track of my keys better, and I'm horrible about like not knowing where my keys are in the house and da. So that's been amazing to have that now, because I know right where my keys are usually. And also I wear it around my neck so I don't lose my keys, and also so I don't lock my keys in my freaking car. Now I have only locked my keys on my car one other time when I was 20. I locked my keys in my car and left the car running right out in front of my job when I ran in to go get my paycheck. It was right in front of the like door into the restaurant. Good. Luckily my mom was home and was able to come give me a spare key, and then she berated me for like 3 years, 4 years, whatever after that. So I never ever have locked my keys in the car since. 30 years goes by and I do it again. Idiot. So anyway, I had to call a locksmith. $185. But cool thing is I got reimbursed from my insurance company because I didn't realize I had roadside assistance. So the way it works, my insurance guy's like, oh no, we'll just pay you back for that. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of, you know, easing the edge of that darker, the X marks the spot shade down with that purple shade. I love that. It's getting real nice and deep. But now I have this. So I'm gonna go back into batten with this brush and just make sure I can take that little edge down from the seductress shade. And then I'll be done with this, and then I can do it my What's wrong with me today? Can't talk. And I'm gonna do my shimmers. Put my shimmers on. Okay. You guys are like, Erica? But it's been awesome to swim again. I mean, it's only been 2 days. And actually this morning, because I was late, all the lanes were taken, so I had to do water aerobics, which is fine. I really like to do that too. That really gets you real sore. Like, I'm pretty sore. I'm like, ouch. But it's really, really fun. I don't know how I feel about this particular pool though yet. I'm still kind of on the fence about it, because I used to go to a different pool that I really love, but their lap swim times are stupid now. I'm like, what? Like, they have laps from like 7:30 at night to 8:45. No, I'm not gonna go swimming that late at night. And then in the morning, it doesn't start until 6 now, where it used to start at 5. And the 6 o'clock time, I mean, I could do that, I could, but it's just weird enough that I would not be getting to work when I should be getting to work. And now I go into work earlier. You guys don't care, right? I don't know why I feel the need to give people so much detail about stuff, because nobody cares. Okay, I'm just kind of going around one more time just to make sure that that's nice and blended, because I feel like I'm having a real tough time with the seductress shade and the batten shade, but maybe it's not that. That's fine, I guess. Okay, I think that's good for right now. So now let's do the shimmers. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put Charmed right there, and I'm going to put, what is it? Sailor's Delight towards the front. And these are a little different shimmers. Not everybody loves these types of shimmers. I do. They're kind of smushy. I'm trying to find a brush. They're kind of smushy, but they work really well. Okay, I'm going to use one of my Spectrum brushes that Steph got me. This type of brush works really well with this formulation, I feel like, because it just sticks right to the, sticks right to the brush. And I'm going to spray it. And what I'm going to do is just put it right here, just push it onto the lid, and I want to kind of line it up with the line from the dark matte, right? I don't want to really like, maybe go over it just a little bit, sure, but I don't want to take it all the way out to the edge, because I want to keep the outer V dark, deep and dark. And yeah, okay. So I put a little bit more on the brush, and I'm going to take it up over my crease a little bit, up into like the bone area right here, the brone. My brone. I mean, who says brone? And then just kind of keep going over this direction. I don't want to cover the whole lid, but you know, about half of it, I guess. Yeah, and I got something weird right there. Yeah, okay. And then I'm gonna go back in one more time, and I'm gonna add just a little bit more of the shimmer. And my nails are atrocious because I had fake nails and I ripped them off because I popped a couple of them off at work. And then if that happens, they're all coming off. And so they're not really ready to, but boy, I'll make them come off, and my nails just look atrocious. So don't look at my nails, okay? Okay. because that could be a deal breaker for some people. Like, did you see her nails? I'm out of here. Again, taking things so seriously. Okay, now I want to do, I want to go in with Sailor's Delight. You guys, I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with my head, brain, whatever. And I'm just going to use a flat brush, one of these little flatty, God, one of these little flat brushes. Okay. Nice, huh? This is kind of peach, actually, but I don't care. It's going up. It's going towards the front. And I always pull my lid over a little bit. Oh, no. Well, yeah, it is kind of peachy, but it is pink, too, so that's great. Kind of pull my lid over a little bit because my skin's not quite as firm and taut as it used to be. And so, and I basically just, you know, obviously apply it to the front part of the lid, and then I'll take the brush and just kind of smush and pull it over the top of the other shimmer, just a teeny tiny bit right there, just so they kind of jive together a little bit better. And that's kind of a thing that you just learn as you apply your shimmers, is the best way to make them look like they're jiving together. And there's lots of different ways to do that. And you just gotta find the way that you like to do it the best. You know, like you can use a brush, you can use your finger, you could use a sponge tip applicator. You could use a wing and a prayer. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like it's not, there's nothing that says you have to do any specific thing. And that's another thing that gets under my skin a little bit when people are like, I would never put my finger in my makeup. Like, oh my God. It's like, okay, it's not like somebody said, I'm gonna go put on my eyeshadow by using toilet water. That would be weird, right? My hands, when I sit down to film, I wash my hands first. They're always clean, always. And if they're not, that's kind of my problem, right? Okay, I am gonna use my finger. Go into Sailor's Delight a little bit and just smush those two together because I just felt like they weren't really. What I don't like is to have pink and then purple, like that real harsh line between the two shimmers. I like to have them look a little bit more uniform if I can. And sometimes that's impossible for me, but I usually can do a pretty decent job of that. Okay, that looks great, I think. So I am though gonna go back into X marks the spot, and I'm gonna just kind of push this into the edge of the shimmer shade just to kind of like take that real harsh edge away from the shimmer. Again, don't have to, I just like it better. And sometimes I get that down, I'm like, yes, and other times I'm like, no, I didn't. Like I'll take pictures for Instagram and put them up and I'm like, harsh edge, Conger, harsh edge. But again, there are more important things in life than a harsh edge of an eyeshadow, right? Okay, I think I'm done. I might mess around with that just a little bit more, but maybe not, I don't know. So I'm gonna go clean this up, of course, do my other eye, the rest of my face. I will be back. So this is my finished look and I just love it. I love this. I love the Blend Bunny Cosmetics palettes I have in my collection. The Lure, of course, and then the Longing palette. God, they're gorgeous. Even though I did put purples and pinks together, you guys saw me, you guys saw the shades I chose. I do think this looks a little bit more monochromatic, but I just wanted to show you guys how you can take two different colors that go together, put them together and have it turn out really nicely. That was my plan anyway. And I feel like with this tutorial, I spent a lot of time gabbing about other stuff. So hopefully any little morsel of this was helpful for you. Again, I want to emphasize, I'm not a professional makeup artist, nor will I ever be. And I'm not an expert, and there's lots of differences that we all have. So take what I said with a huge grain of salt. And if none of it was helpful, I get that. And if some of it was, I think that's wonderful. Either or, whatever. So let me show you all the products I put on my face, and then I'll show you the eyeshadow palette, and I promise I'll end this video. Okay, so no primer, no concealer, but I did use the Maybelline New York Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation in the shade 220. For my blush, I use the IBY blush in Sunkiss. This is in my Def Leppard panning project. I love it. And then on my lips, I used the Dragon Renee Punk Style Liquid Lipstick in the shade 09. I got this in some PR from Temu. I just thought the shade would work really well. And then for my upper lid liner, I used the Wet n Wild Breakup Proof Waterproof Felt Tip Liner in black. For my mascara, I used the Sky High from Maybelline. I'm loving this. In my inner corners, I used a shade out of the Mr. Fluff's Magic Spells palette from Mad Witch Cosmetics. I use this one right here called Mr. Fluff's Eyes, very pinkish, like pink and gold, but you can really see like this very iridescent, bright like Barbie pink in my inner corners. I just love that. God, that's gorgeous. And, you know, I used to not like shades like that. And I love them now. Love them. Okay, let's see what else. Is that it? I think so. Okay, so now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. Blend Money Cosmetics Lure. I loved all the shades I put together, and I love the fact that I've finally gotten over my fear of pink eyeshadow. Yes, on my lower lash lines, I did put this one here called Tentacles, and I put a little bit of X marks the spot. I also put a little bit of Jellyfish down there too. Just thought that would look nice. I tried that, and the pink, I was like, nah, it's kind of making me look, I think it does look a little sick on my lower lash lines, but it could look more sick. I loved the shimmers that I put together. This Charmed and then Sailor's Delight. So gorgeous. And I love the combination of mattes I put together. This was lovely in my outer corner. Really like that. I'll definitely be using that again on my outer corner. Love it. What I really want to do next time is combine these two rows or columns, these two columns together. That would be really fun. I am going to be pulling a completely different palette into the next episode, not this one. I could, but you know, I want to get more use out of my palettes, but this is so lovely. God, it's a great formulated palette. Beautiful color story, lots of fun options. Let me know what you think of this look. Let me know if you think it's too monochromatic, or do you think you can tell the difference between pink and purple on my eyelids? I don't know. And then also let me know if you have the palette and what you think of it. Did I already say that? I don't remember. Let me know what you think of my look and let me know if you have the palette, okay? Suffice it to say, that's it. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your lives to sit down and watch this video. If you're new here and you enjoyed what you saw, please consider subscribing, smash the like button, and of course, comment down below in the comment section. I'd love to chat with you guys there. If you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video. But in the meantime, please take very good care of yourself. Be well, safe, happy, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Drop it.